Reality is weirder and simpler than it looks. At the smallest scales, I don't find tiny clockwork parts. I find fields, vast invisible oceans that fill all of space. A particle, that's just a little ripple riding a field. Electrons are ripples in the electron field. Photons, ripples in the electromagnetic field. Here's the kicker, these ripples are quantized, indivisible. You can't shave off half an electron. It's all or nothing. That's why we call them elementary. So how do different realities show up? In quantum mechanics, a particle can occupy multiple possibilities at once. A superposition. It's like I ask a question of nature, and until I look, the answer is many answers. When I measure, I get one outcome, but the math says every allowed outcome had a genuine shot. Some interpretations even say all outcomes happen, branching the universe like a cosmic choose-your-own-adventure. Now, gravity. If forces come from particles, photons for electromagnetism, gluons for the strong force, could gravity come from a particle too? The hypothetical graviton would be a massless spin-2 ripple in the gravitational field, whispering curvature into space-time everywhere. It would permeate the empty vacuum the way sound fills a room. But gravitons interact so weakly that detecting one is like hearing a pin drop during a thunderstorm on the other side of the galaxy. This is where physics hits its hardest level. Quantum field theory explains three forces beautifully. General relativity explains gravity beautifully. Together, they argue, infinity creeps in. Equations misbehave. String theory tries to tame this by swapping point particles for tiny vibrating strings, where a particular vibration looks like a graviton. Loop quantum gravity attempts to quantize space-time itself, turning geometry into discrete chunks. Both are bold. Neither is proven. So, are particles independent little bits that generate different realities? Close. They're indivisible excitations of fields that can exist in multiple potential stories until an interaction writes one chapter into history. And gravitons, if they're real, they're the quietest storytellers of all, weaving the stage on which every other story plays. Until we catch them in the act, quantum gravity remains the ultimate unsolved riddle. Imagine if nothing isn't nothing at all. Picture a kind of everywhere stuff, a single fieldscape humming at the lowest possible energy, out of which space-time particles are more like patterns than pieces. That's the quantum vacuum. Not empty, but the baseline buzz of reality. When I say fieldscape, I mean a background that doesn't just sit there. It seethes. Tiny fluctuations pop in and out. What we call particles are just ripples in this sea. Space isn't a box holding things. It's what the field does when it settles into a stable groove. Now, about those instant behaviors, quantum entanglement links outcomes across distance. Measuring here tells me something about there, right now. It doesn't send a message faster than light. But the correlations ignore miles like they're a mood, not a map. That hints the fieldscape is one connected whole, not a bunch of separate points. So what about a first cause? We love a clean beginning, lights on, scene one. But linear causality, the neat chain from A to B, might be us forcing clock time on a system that hums before clocks. If the vacuum is a stable, self-sustaining baseline, eternal in the sense it doesn't need a kick, then asking what lit the first spark is like asking what warms the warmth. The warmth is the condition. This doesn't say there was no beginning. It says beginning might be a feature inside the fieldscape, not the origin of the fieldscape. Big Bang? Maybe that's a phase change, like water boiling inside a deeper, timeless backdrop. Here's the shift. Instead of reality starting with a push, it could start with a state. Causality becomes local bookkeeping inside a wider woven now. Time becomes what change looks like from the inside. Am I reshaping cosmology? I'm reframing the question. If the vacuum is the canvas and the paint, then first cause might be the wrong museum label. The exhibit is the fieldscape itself, continuous, restless, and enough. And in that view, existence isn't kicked into motion. It is motion all the way down.
Thanks for the likes. If you have me a negative, that's already 2. That means you watch by video. For this, I'm thankful. If you gave me a like, means you watch it and liked it. Again, thanks. After all, this is new physics.